Hello, everyone. My name's Andrew Connors, and I'm a managing director here at Fairport Wealth and also chair our business owner practice group, where we focus on entrepreneurs, family business owners, individuals like yourself. And so, for this edition of our Minding Your Business newsletter, what I wanted to talk about was regret. And so, I was at a conference recently and was asked to participate in a panel discussion with a group of business owners. And the topic largely revolved around the transition that many of these owners have been through with their business and some of the regrets or things they wish they would have done differently. And so, what was interesting was a lot of these, call it regrets or things they wish they would have done differently, really revolve around what they wish they would have done before, during, and after the sale or transition of their business. So I've kind of thought about some of these things and said, how might we share these so business owners can have better experiences? So thinking about this, one of the first things before the sale is not understanding why you're selling your business. And so I'm going to give you a perfect example, actually. There was an individual who was referred to us a while ago, let's just say. And this individual was rounding third base, heading towards home, very excited about selling his business to a competitor that had approached him with what he thought was a very large offer price. And so he went through, did this deal, did not have appropriate legal counsel, sold the company, and during the process ended up agreeing to a 2-year non-compete, non-solicit agreement where he would also stay on and help with the transition with the business. And for this individual, this was a soul-crushing experience. He was used to climbing Mount Everest and running the business with both hands on the wheel and not having to answer to anyone. And ultimately, how the view of leadership looked after the sale was very different. And the other big regret that this individual had was this large offer price that he was receiving for his business. He never thought, what was this going to look like after he paid taxes on all of it? And would it be enough to sustain him and his family? And ultimately, it wasn't. And so these were all regrets that could have been easily avoided if at the very beginning he would have thought a little bit more deliberately about, why am I selling my business? What do I hope to get out of this? What do I need to get out of this? And the other difference here is, what's the difference between selling your business and exiting your business? Those are two very different types of transactions that a lot of business owners sometimes don't think about. So selling your business is monetizing your ownership interest, but likely you are going to stay on board. Maybe you're not even monetizing all of your ownership interest. It could only be a portion. However, when you exit your business, you are likely selling all or a majority of your business and no longer participating in leadership. So being clear about what these things are, whether you're selling your business or exiting your business, I think is really important. Also, when we think about what's going on during the transaction and how do you avoid regrets during a business transition, step one, a number of the people in the panel all strongly agreed they could be and should have been more prepared when they were going through this process. And a perfect example, one individual made a comment. He said, I wish I would have been running my business always as if I was selling it the next day. And what does this mean? Does it mean you're going to sell your business tomorrow? Probably not. However, it does mean you have your legal agreements, contracts, customers, all of those things are locked down and in place. You have documented processes and procedures. You run your business in a sophisticated and disciplined manner in which you can show buyers, and that is going to make your business more attractive. One of the other regrets that an individual brought up, and I thought this was a very simple and obvious but great piece of insight, is keep your eyes on the road. And when he said this, really what he meant was keep your eyes on the business. When you're selling your business, the buyers who are doing due diligence are going to look for any reason to ding you on price, Just like when you sell a house, you might say, oh, the roof is old, I'm not going to pay market price. It works the same way with your business. Buyers are going to be looking for reasons to lower their offer price. And one of the ways they do that is if you're so busy focusing on the deal of selling your business and your eyes aren't also running your business, things might fall through the cracks. And those are the things that buyers potentially might ding you on and cause you to leave money on the table. So that was, I thought, another really interesting piece of insight that came through our panel discussion. And then finally, when you think about regrets, and some regrets maybe are immediate, some are much further down the road. One of the common regrets, and this is something that we see with a lot of business owners, is maybe a year or a number of years after they sell their business, they look back and they regret that they did not prepare their family for the responsibilities of wealth. And what I mean by that is oftentimes these transactions of selling a business create significant wealth for families. And when wealth is realized and monetized, sometimes that quickly, it is a life-altering and emotionally altering experience for the current generation of the owners, but also, the subsequent generation, likely and often many cases. And so the lack of, call it, financial education and understanding of how is this money going to impact my family, my kids? How do we manage that process over time? So hopefully there is not a sense of entitlement that comes out of this. Oftentimes some of those regrets involve seeing the next generation maybe not making sound financial decisions around gifts that have been given to them as a part of the sale or distributions from trusts that might have been established for them. One of my favorite quotes is, wealth sows the seeds of its own destruction. And so when there's a lot of wealth created, it takes a lot of work to make sure that the outcomes from your blood, sweat, and years of work still continue to generate good outcomes. So being prepared, you personally and for your family, life after the sale is critically important. And that actually kind of goes back to what I would say is maybe the last regret. Business owners, entrepreneurs, they are generally wired to be continuously moving forward types of individuals. They like to lead things, they like to grow things. And when they are no longer in that role, it can be challenging. And so asking yourself when you're going through the sale of your business, what does the other side of this look like for me? And why am I doing this? Does this align with my personal goals, family goals, wealth goals, and so on? So those are just a couple things I wanted to share. I thought some might be obvious, but regardless, still a little bit insightful that came out of our panel discussion at this conference around regret. And so ultimately, know why you're selling your business, know what's important to you, know what your goals are. Make sure you have an experienced team helping you run the business and also helping you transition the deal so that everything gets done appropriately and nothing falls through the cracks. And then thirdly, always be learning. Educate yourself, educate your family around wealth so that you can have great outcomes. Stay well. Hope this video has provided some insights, made you think a little bit. If you do have any thoughts that you would like to discuss, we are always here to be a resource. So take care and have a great day.